Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to American Truck Simulator Part 2. So, we completed our first job and got set up at our depot. Did our first standalone job. It was a quick job. Now we're going to do our second job. So, we are currently in Laredo. I think. No, we're in San Antonio, aren't we? So let's see what jobs we've got in here. Ooh, this is a nice old school truck, a Kenworth K100E. This is the kind of truck that I'm thinking of buying for our first truck. Let's take that job, shall we? Oh no, wait, hang on, that's a bit of a trek to get to it. I want to try and find something that's pretty close to where we already are. Well, actually, I don't know where we are. We're just somewhere in San Antonio, aren't we? We've already been to Laredo. Let's continue north. Let's go up to Dallas. Let's take that one. Oh, wow, those very, very visible heating elements there. So... 4-hour drive. We are facing the opposite direction to where we need to go. There we go. And once we get our own truck, we're going to configure the view a little bit more. There's not really much point at the moment, seeing as we're bouncing around in rented trucks provided by the employers. But we'll position everything so that, you know, where we can use the mirrors, the in-game mirrors, we will. If we end up in a situation where we just can't really see, like just clip the trailer there, but no damage, no fines. Good. We will try and rely on, say, the side mirrors like that if we can, but if not, we'll have to use the virtual mirrors. I just rolled through a stop sign, didn't I? Whoops. And same for the GPS. We will try and use whatever's mounted on the dash. Rather than the pop-up window we have right now. We can actually see there is a working infotainment station there. So let's close that down. And then the default view actually obscures it. So we'll bring that back up there. Like I said, we could reposition ourselves, but we're going to have to do that with every single job until we own our own truck. And then any view changes we make will be permanent. So it does seem kind of a little pointless. To do that until we have our own truck. Yeah, I know I've got stuff close to me. Freight train. Let's just have a look at the length of this one. Yeah, there we go. It's not too bad, is it? A little bit more increase. They get bigger. They definitely get bigger. Right, we do not want to exit here, so we need to change lanes. here we come. Probably going to stay in state for a while with these jobs. Just try and explore Texas a little bit more. Once we get our own truck, then we'll start to probably venture out into the other states. I think I need to change lanes. Yes, there we go. This is Austin. Oh, damn it. Yeah, my screenshot button didn't work properly. That wasn't good. I'm gonna have to reconfigure that. It just froze my screen. I can still hear the truck moving. I hit the start button and nothing happened. I don't think we damaged the truck. Nope. We kind of got away with that one. No fines, no damage. That was a little fortunate. Back up. Actually go past Waco. Oh, well, yeah, we're about to right now. By the look of it, I think it's only, what, 20 miles away? Waco discovered. Down to 65. Better look at some of the scenery without the front of the truck being in the way. Probably turn the lights on. There we go. There's our first fine. I just literally turned them on as I got fined. That was $80. That was nearly 20% of all my funds gone. Oh boy. That is going to make buying a truck very difficult. Realised I didn't actually turn the lights on, I just put the backlight on. There we go, now the lights are on. Really dreading my first speeding fine. Those things could be extortionately bad. Well, I know you're there on the inside of me. There you are. That's the downside to these virtual mirrors, is that you don't get the secondary mirror, which allows you to check the blind spot. I think that's probably where most of my collision penalties are going to come from, is not seeing something on the blind side on the right hand of the truck. You know, we're going to stay in this lane. sun setting. Some lovely God rays there for you. Okay, so as long as we stop and check, should be able to go through this red light like this. There we go. And here is our end point. Very nearly. Where do we need it? Round the back. In an area that's going to be probably quite tight. That's not gonna work. Let's go out this way instead. There we go. This I can work with. Pull it forward a little bit more. Hit anything, that's good. Just straighten her up a little bit. Proper job. There we go. So, we made $159 from that, which is about twice what we got fined for not having our headlights on. Let's get another job up, shall we? So, we are currently in Dallas. Let's see. Lufkin. What else we got? Houston. Could go to Houston. It's only $100. It's not a massively well-paid job. That is a route that we have travelled, but in the opposite direction. That is new territory. We kind of need money, so let's go to Austin. Get those lights on. What are we hauling? Just a container? Yeah, just a container. This is actually probably a good place for us to take a thumbnail. There we go. That one worked. I've got two separate screenshot buttons. Yeah, that one definitely worked a bit better. So, let's get out of here. Make sure I don't hit the hydrant. Refrigerated trailer. That'll be why it pays a little bit more. Let's get our mirrors back up. Center our view. Don't need the GPS on this one. I do actually need to make my turn, though. Ooh, that's tight. Well, we made it. Nothing coming. Good, good. Oh, we are sitting right up against the dashboard in here, aren't we? To the freeway. Set the cruise control to 60. I need to configure. I don't think. Well, actually, I can't tell from here. We might be turning off here, actually. Yeah, we are. All right, we'll stay in this lane then. Oh, it's starting to rain. Lovely. Well, of the 3 trucks we've driven so far, this is the one I actually like the least. going to Dallas, so we'll get the Aberdeen line. Lane. Fort Worth. So one thing I have discovered as well with this mod is it does make the nights a little bit darker. Not a huge amount, but a little bit. Which I think is a good thing. Because they have usually felt just a little bit too bright. It's kind of made high beams feel, for the most part, fairly irrelevant. Fairly unnecessary. Give them space to pull out. And I do have a question for all those Americans out there who do actually drive trucks. There is a kind of a, well, I'm assuming it still exists. I remember it from when I was a kid. And, you know, we were on a late night car ride down the motorway coming back from wherever. Or, you know, down one of like a dual carriageway. And you would see the trucks, and they would use light signals to communicate with each other in terms of like overtaking. So you would see one truck might use his indicators to suggest that yes, it's clear ahead to overtake if it's single lane carriageway. If it's a dual carriageway or a motorway and the truck pulls alongside the other one, then once the truck is, you know, the overtaking truck is clear, you know, the truck on the inside line, or the inside lane, would flash his lights just to say, okay, back of your trailer's clear now, and you can pull over and pull out and pull in front of me. And so that driver would do that, and then they would do this with their indicators. So they would indicate to say that they were pulling over, and then when they got there, they would do that. And just flick their indicator back to the left and then back to the right again, or vice versa. You know, it would be the other way around in the UK. But I do remember seeing that a lot when I was younger, and I just wonder, is that something that happens in America? I mean, or do you just do it all over CB radio? Is that an old practice? I mean, it might not even happen here in the UK anymore. I don't know. I haven't been on the roads at night for a very long time, but I am curious if that is just something that is a UK only kind of thing, maybe a bit into Europe as well a little bit, or if it is something that, you know, is global, you know, if it's over in America as well. Really would be curious to find out on that. So if anyone knows the answer, please do let me know in the comments below. You may see me actually do it a couple of times. I have been absent-mindedly doing it on this game on my test file, because it was just something I was thinking about and stuck in my head. So you may actually see me do that occasionally. Turn our wipers off now, seeing as it's not raining anymore. I did toy with the idea of having the auto wipers, but I think given that the whole purpose of this particular playlist is to be a bit more, I don't want to say hardcore, but more of a challenge, I figured let's try to eliminate some of that automation so that we actually have to kind of pay attention to things like that. We'll still use a lot of cruise control, but we're not using lane assist, we're not using lane keeping assist. Going forward, I will probably think about turning off ABS. Like I said, in the future, we might consider switching to a more complex gearbox than just a straight automatic. Those will no doubt be fun streams where I can just make all sorts of horrible mistakes and destroy a gearbox. Definitely some apprehension on my part about that one. Let's drop the cruise control speed down a little bit. We are going a little fast. And down to 60. One of the other reasons why I want to get rid of the info panel is so that we have to kind of rely on cues from our digital driver to indicate when we need to take a rest, rather than just looking at the blue to red bed on our pop-up display. Just to add that extra layer of realism / potential difficulty. You know, not knowing how tired we are until our driver literally starts to fall asleep and starts yawning. We'll just add that extra little layer of pre-planning, I think. Trying to figure out where is the best place to pull over. Open road, there's no one around. There we go, there's someone. Right, up the speed back to 70. And we're turning off again. Never mind. it looks like I need to be in this lane here. There we go. Ooh, that's tighter than I thought it would be. Well, we have arrived. That was a pretty quick and easy journey. I think a lot of these jobs are going to be quite short for a while until we start developing our distance skills a little bit higher. Going to go for our training jobs first before we go for, or training skills first before we start going for increased distance, I think. So it's pretty close. There it is, next to the yellow truck. And of course, there's a forklift there just to add an extra layer of difficulty. Going to be tricky to judge. Got to go in tight to avoid the forklift, but not so tight that I hit the front of that Kenworth. Locked the wrong way. Need left hand down. There we go. Oh, this is tight. Slightly up on the curve, but needs must. There we go. Job done. $160. And we hit level 2 and a third. So let's get our next hazmat skill, flammable gas. So it's US DOT hazmats. So DOT, I'm guessing, is Department of Transport. Let's check our emails. We've got 3 of them now. So one's from the San Antonio dealership. We've got used trucks for sale. Special transports are available. So in Texas, that would be Corpus Christi, Del Rio, Fort Stockton, Laredo, Longview, Lubbock, San Angelo, and Wichita Falls. Yeah, I don't know if we actually need our own truck for that. Maybe we will. Maybe we won't. I don't know. But that's where we're going to end it for today. So I hope you've enjoyed episode 2. of our journey into trucking in America. I'll be back with some more very soon. If you have enjoyed tonight's episode, drop a like. If you're not yet subscribed, why not consider subscribing? And be sure to hit that bell to be notified when you get a live stream or another video. We are doing an F1 Manager live series on the channel at the moment on PC with plenty of mods, so please do feel free to check that out. We will do the odd ETS live stream as well. Plus, there are other games on the channel that are going through at the moment, just getting towards the end of the precinct, I think. So keep an eye out for that one, and there might be some more stuff in the works as well. I don't want to say too much just yet. So yeah, plenty of new content still to come, both on PC and on PlayStation. Yeah, hopefully I will see you again in the future. Until then, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I am Jim Bob, and I'll be back with more American Truck Sim very soon.